All right, good evening and welcome to the City Council meeting for the City of Aurora for August 24th. I'll ask everyone to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you. Ms. Hawks, please call the roll.
Ms. Varner? Ms. Grandvillo? Here. Mr. Hafford?
Here.
Mr. Horvath?
Here.
Mr. Kova?
Present.
Mr. Cudley?
Here.
Ms. McDougal?
Present.
Mr. Baca? Yes. Mr. Wolf?
Here.
All right, I'd like to move on to reconsideration of prior action for the minutes. Are there anything that you'd like to reconsider? Seeing none, I'll move for the to adopt the minutes of August 10th. We have a move and second to adopt the minutes. Any questions, comments? Ms. Hawks, please call the roll.
Mr. Baca?
Yes.
Mr. Kova?
Yes.
Mr. Cudley?
Yes.
Ms. McDougal?
Yes.
Mr. Wolf?
Yes.
Ms. Grandvillo?
Yes.
Mr. Hafford?
Yes.
Mr. Horvath?
Yes. All right, Mayor's report, Ms. Warmer-Benjamin.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Good evening, council members. First, I'm going to speak about East Homestead. As I advised you last Friday, I lifted the building moratorium for East Homestead on Friday, following the engineering firm Stantec confirming that the stormwater infrastructure in the development functioned appropriately during the July 14th storm. The city did its due diligence to make sure that the stormwater infrastructure was sound before additional construction was permitted, since the development is about 51% built. The builder was advised that pending permits were available for issuance last Friday. The results of the Stantec review were discussed at a meeting today with residents at 4 o'clock at City Hall. Recommendations from the engineer include regular maintenance and upkeep of the retention ponds in the development and the consideration of a variety of mitigation measures, such as the installation of basement sump pumps. In addition, the city and Stantec will follow up with a meeting with the developer, Ed Worm. As I said several weeks ago at council, we are asking Stantec for additional work as well, but we're waiting for the East Homestead review to be completed. Following that review, John True, Justin Chekai, and I met with Stantec to discuss other areas we would like them to address. Stantec is already looking at the Robin Hood Sherwood area and will be asked to look at issues in Hawthorne and Geauga Lake. I have a draft scope of services, and I can tell you that we are looking at the west drainage area in Geauga Lake. We are also looking at the central drainage area in Geauga Lake, and we'll ask for some specific review, and we will also ask for Stantec to look at the basins in Bainbridge, 2 basins in Bainbridge, to compare the basins with their design specifications. In Hawthorne, we will ask for some specific issues. Many of the issues we're dealing with individually on a case-by-case basis, but where there's been more of a neighborhood issue, we've asked Stantec to look at some things. They are going to look at Stonehill Oval and Blair Circle, also the southeastern portion of Walnut Ridge for potential causes of flooding that occurred there. And we will ask them to review the State Route 43 improvement plans and determine if that project routed additional stormwater into Hawthorne. And there are additional investigations pending, as I indicated. You will be asked to approve a contract for $19,200 with Artistic Design Homes for the exterior renovation of the Deed House. The money is available in Spring Hill funds that we will not be using this year. We had allocated them to various Spring Hill related projects, and of course this is one of them. We would like to have the work completed before winter so that the house does not look like an eyesore to some people, and also so that it does not further deteriorate because of being more open to the elements. While we are working to be historically accurate, we are also very mindful of costs. This quote is considerably less than a quote that the Historical Society received earlier in the year by a restoration firm. The 2016 budget is coming. We have completed our budget meetings with department directors and are still holding meetings with council members over the next month or so. With respect to the Hartman property, the city is hiring GPD Group to provide design services for a master plan for the Hartman property for $9,725. Funds are available in the budget and were moved from another line account related to Spring Hill, where we were looking at potentially having an education center designed, but that really is on hold right now while we pursue more matters of more important priority. This project has been requested and was brought to me by the Ad hoc Rec Committee. And as you can see, I've had many meetings with staff and residents regarding the flooding, as well as the East Homestead moratorium, and had a number of other interesting meetings, including with Attorney General Mike DeWine. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions for the mayor? Mr. Cudley?
Yes, Mayor, I just want to mention you, in your mayor's office portion of the report, you talk about the being interviewed for Cable 9. That 9-minute clip is on their Cable 9 update, which views 12 o'clock, noon, and 7 p.m. Every night for the past week, and we'll go through Wednesday.
And it's on our website.
It's a, do you put it on the website? Okay, it's on the website too. Dennis from Cable 9 did an outstanding job with putting that together.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. McDougall?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. I don't know whether to address this to the mayor or to Mr. Cudley. I was just wondering if you could clarify as far as the deed house goes. I know there's a fundraiser where the deed house, to raise money for the deed house. How do you distinguish who's paying for what in this project?
Mayor?
Mr. President, Ms. McDougall, the city has a lease with the Historical Society that the council recently approved, and our various obligations are set forth in that lease. The city undertook the move and the exterior renovation, and will also do some of the sort of infrastructure work for electrical and related items. But the Historical Society is undertaking the interior renovation and is pursuing fundraising for that purpose. I will also mention that the city and the Historical Society are working closely really on all aspects of this, because we have a mutual interest in how the building turns out, and it is city property. So we are working together. Thank you.
Mr. Vaca?
Thank you. Madam Mayor, this statement you read about the flooding in Stantec, would it be possible to make a press release out of this? And the reason why I say that, there's people that cannot get Cable 9 anymore. They cannot get some of these programs unless they invest $8 a month on a computer box in order to get this, which I think is appalling myself. There's some residents of mine that used to watch this council meeting, and they can't. And they're not going to spend another $8 to do it. So therefore, a lot of times this meeting does not go out unless you see it on a computer. And a couple of these elderly people don't have computers either. So could you put this into a press release in the paper so that at least if they read the Advocate, they'll be in tune with what's going on?
Mr. President, Mr. Vaca, I'm happy to do a press release. This scope of services was only completed late this afternoon, so that's why it hasn't been circulated. I can certainly circulate it to council, and we'll also make sure the paper gets it.
Yes. Yes, thank you very much. Anything that has to do with the flooding that we had, anything that has been proposed, anything that has been done, I know they've done some work in the lake area already. They've put in a couple 100 feet of pipe. People need to know that, so that they know that we are working on the project. Thank you.
Mr. Wolf, you were here, you're not here anymore. Okay. All right. The law director has decided not to read his statement, but is there any questions for the law director on anything on his report? All right, seeing none, we'll go to the council president's report. Council is asked to support a motion to add ordinances 2015-109 through 2015-112 to the agenda. And their employees generally, replacement of computer network switches, a change order, and the real estate tax rate for 2016.
Second.
We have a move and second to add those to the agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, that motion will be carried. Also, council is asked to support a motion to add an executive session for personnel matters. Is there anyone who would like to add? Mr. Cudley?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Horvat. I would like to move pursuant to
Oh,
Ohio.
wait.
We have to add it to the
Yeah.
agenda. Then
Okay.
we make a motion.
Sorry.
Okay.
All right, we need a
George is ahead of himself.
move and second to add the executive session to the agenda.
So moved.
We have a move and second to add to the agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried.
All right, Mr. Horvat, I move pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 121.22G1 that the Aurora City Council adjourn to executive session to discuss the employment of a city employee.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in, Ms. Hawks, please call the roll.
Mr. Cudley?
Yes.
Ms. Grandillo?
Yes.
Mr. Hafford?
Yes.
Mr. Horvath?
Yes,
Mr. Kovak?
Yes.
Ms. McDougal?
Yes.
Mr. Baca?
Yes.
Mr. Wolf?
Yes.
thank you. Mayor, do you mind if we use your office? Thank you. And there will be no action taken.